This is Michael. How are you? I said, you just cheated me on a takeout dinner. He says, oh, no. I said, oh, yes. He said, I told the cook it's for you. I said, well, she screwed me. She gave me 2 shrimp and a piece of chicken the size of my thumb. No, he says. And I say, yes. And I said, the reason I'm calling you is because I like you. And I said, if you do this to people who you know, you're going to have no business left. I said, but you're not going to see me for a long time. All right, so maybe I shouldn't have done it. Why must the man cheat me on takeout dinners? Why is it in general I find a takeout food they give you a screwing on? Why is that? They don't know you. If you're ordering takeout food and you tell them who you are, they should give you more, not less. They can't help it. There's something going on in restaurants. Maybe they're desperate. I don't really know. But today, I'll tell you, I got the opposite. There's a Japanese in the neighborhood that I ordered from. Usually good. They gave me a screwing about a week ago. I called them screaming because they're always too busy. They're always yelling. So I said, slow down. I'm trying to order dinner. Stop screaming. I ordered a dinner. There was no seafood. It's called a seafood yaki udon. It was yucky udon, let me tell you that. It was seafood yucky udon. There was like nothing in it except greasy vegetables. So I complained. So today I called on for this order. There's Franken complaining. Yeah, walk. He was never a Republican anyway. Why do I care what he does? He's got a weird-looking face, doesn't he? What's his name? Coleman. Coleman is as weird-looking as Franken. I got to tell you the truth. Coleman's face looks as weird as Franken's face. It matters to me who wins in Minnesota. They deserve Al Franken in Minnesota. As far as I'm concerned, they deserve Yakov Lenin in Minnesota for their politics. Never mind Franken. They'll see what they're going to get soon. They got what they wanted here. This is what they wished for. They got it. I called him up today. I said, I want a seafood yaki udon to go. So right away, the big boss comes on. He says, you don't like a seafood yaki udon. You say that time no good. So I said, John, I complained because there was no seafood, and I like your restaurant. He says, all right, I'll make it for you special. And he did. It was better than ever. So in some cases, it's good. In some cases, it's bad. Now, U.S. troops are pulling out of Iraq, which is what every liberal in America dreamed of. The day has come. And now when the bombs go off and the children are mutilated, you will have no one to blame but yourself, which is why I'd rather talk about bad restaurant food or shifting around in hotels. That's all. Sacramento, Fred, welcome to the Savage Nation.
Mr. Savage, it is a privilege to talk to you.
Can I say something? I don't want to be a wise guy. It's not a privilege. I do it for a living. Without you, I'd have no show. Guys like Wallbanger need to hear that because they're insecure and have nothing else other than the radio. But go ahead, please.
Exactly. I know what people say, and it's just it's not.
You're a great American. You're a real great one. You're a great American. Okay, go on, please.
Yeah, we won't mention his name. But I understand. Always prepare to be disappointed. If you go out and have a meal, if you go here, go there, see people, always expect to be disappointed and hope for the best. But be prepared.
Oh, in other words, don't expect to have a good time and a good meal.
Exactly. And
well, actually, it's a philosophically correct way to approach restaurants. And now that you mention it, expect to have bad food and a bad time.
Exactly. And then
well, here's how I drive around on the road now. If I get in my car, I have to go down a certain 2-lane road to get to another location, right? Yeah. Inevitably, there are bicyclists with jester costumes on who like to ride in the middle of the road and block you even though you can't go around them. Or they'll come speeding on the other lane. And if anyone gets behind them and swerves, they can cause a head-on collision. Normally, I honk my horn just to ruin their day because I hate them. Okay, I hate them because they're going to cause an accident. They're going to kill somebody. Mrs. S tells me not to honk the horn. She's don't bother. And I try not to when anyone's in the car. Even the dog doesn't like it. But I hate rude bicyclists because I bicycle and I keep all the way to the right because I don't want to get run over. I don't want to cause an accident. These people are the most snotty AHs you've ever seen. They're all from San Francisco. They all truck their bicycles out to Marin County, and then they ride like they own the road, and the cops do nothing. The CHP ought to do something about them, like take their tricycles away from them and put them in jail. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, what I do now is when I get on this road, I count to 10. I say to myself, you are going to have 10 incidents between point A and point B of rude bicyclists that are going to try and destroy your day. And you know what I do? I count now. I usually get to 2 before I start screaming and honking the horn.
Savage.
I never get past 2. By the second one, the fuse is gone. The fuse blew out. I say give it to 10, but usually by 2 or 3, it's over. I can't take it. I don't know what they're doing on the road, those bums. They all drive cars to bring the bicycle to the country road. Who are they fooling?
Exactly. You got to put that out of your mind, because why should that matter to you? But the thing is, me and you, we can't put that out of our minds, because
I can't put it out of my mind because it's a matter of social disorder. What it is there's a social contract. If I pay taxes and I drive a car, my road should be clear. I'm paying taxes for the highway patrol to make sure these AHs do not block the lane. That if they do, they pick them up, take their tricycles, and throw them in the bay and arrest them. But the CHP doesn't do this for me. You understand? I pay grotesque taxes. Why do they not patrol the road, I ask myself, right?
I'm not brainwashed. I look at life the right way. I see things under the skin. I'm not all, oh, it's all good. Oh, look at the beautiful day today. Well, it's a beautiful day today, but there's a lot of stuff.
What do you do if you go to a restaurant and next to you is a loud liberal who starts giving a lecture, a political lecture? How do you handle that? An Obama lover. See, I don't do politics in a restaurant. I'm very conservative, but when I go out to dinner, I never do politics. I don't talk at a table about politics because I would find it offensive if someone did it around me. Why is it that liberals usually shoot their mouths off about what Obama said or what the local liberal newspaper wrote? Why do they think I want to listen to that when they don't even know who I am? Why do they inflict themselves on everybody around them?
They want to look better.
Answer, because they can, because they know that you won't do anything about it. The fact is that I have a radio show. I am outspoken. Some would call me a loudmouth. But you have an option. You could turn the station off. You could turn on any other station right now, and you can get nothing but liberal pap for the rest of the day. When you go to a restaurant, you're a captive audience. And so, therefore, if someone does that, they are doing it strictly to be aggressive and rude and hostile. How do you deal with it? I'll give you an example. I knew a guy who went to a restaurant, and next to him was a couple with an infant. Usually the guy is over 50, balding, ponytail, with a somewhat, let us say, not whatever, a 35-year-old wife with an infant. Already she's the mother that she always wanted to be. She left the pointy shoes behind, and suddenly she discovered motherhood. And the baby is crying, and they do nothing about it, ruining everyone's meal in the restaurant. So this caller said to me, he got up, he told the owner, charge me, I'm leaving, and he put $10 down on the guy's table right to his face. He got in his face, and he said, here, next time you go out, you can afford a babysitter, and he left. That's a classy thing, right? I'll be right back.
Doug Stephan, weekdays 2 to 5 a.m. on Talk 910 KNEW.
Gentlemen, as you well know, I can go high, I can go low, and I can go in between. And what I've done so far is attract your attention with some light stories about restaurants and hotels and this and that. But I want you to understand what is going on in America right now is a struggle for the very soul of America. This struggle will either result in your enslavement or in your continued freedom. Right now, we are going through a mini Maoist revolution in the United States of America with Obama playing Mao Zedong. I don't think many of you understand the danger you are in. I have an important book in my hand called Out of Mao's Shadow, Stories from the Struggle for China's Soul, by Philip P. Pan, published in June of 2008. I'm going to read you a paragraph about what went on in China underneath Mao Zedong, and I want you to try to put that in context of what's going on in America right now. It says, few imagined the tragedy that would unfold when Mao launched the Cultural Revolution in May of 1996, with a call to, quote, denounce capitalist representatives in the academic, education, news, arts, and publishing circles, close quote. Party leaders in Chongqing, like others across the country, assumed a movement similar to the anti-rightist campaign was underway. Notice anti-rightist campaign? And every time you turn on MSNBC or any of the other channels, you know how they sneer at the word right-winger? Well, they're Maoists, and they would like to see you put into a prison camp at the very least. Whether you know it or not, they're trying to destroy you and your way of life. Don't take it lightly. They're your enemy. I'll continue. So party leaders thought it was similar to the anti-rightist campaign that was underway. and they sent work teams into newspapers, schools, universities, and other cultural departments with orders to identify and purge a handful of, quote, capitalist representatives in the leadership of each institution. But by the end of July, Mao Zedong made clear he had more in mind than a routine witch hunt. In Beijing, his agents had quietly encouraged university students to organize themselves into Red Guard units, and when they clashed with the party's work teams, Mao surprised his colleagues by backing the students. To rebel is justified, he declared. Bombard the headquarters, he commanded. The work teams were withdrawn, and the men who sent them in, top party leaders, came under attack. Edged on by Mao Zedong at Nuremberg-style rallies in Tiananmen Square, the Red Guards were given free rein to unmask, quote, revisionists and capitalist roaders hiding in positions of authority, and they killed them. And there was mass execution across China.